chain reaction. Living underground. It's no action. It's a shell of a town.
Hello, people of the interwebs. It's your boys. We're back once again with our favorite temp worker. Our seasonal. Our seasonal. We have to call him seasonal because otherwise we have to give him health insurance.
I'd say unpaid, but we are too.
Yeah. We do it for the grind. You do it because, we kind of tell you to do it.
I just get pulled in. Like, they're just like, hey, we're going to go watch a movie. I'm like, okay, cool.
To be
And
fair,
we get back.
to be fair, on this one, I had no idea you even wanted to do an episode with us. You were just like, so I'm recording with you guys, right?
I didn't even.
All right.
James was like, oh, we're going to go to Dragon Slayer. And I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to Dragon Slayer. And then, like, we show up here. And I'm like, I guess I'll walk upstairs, hang out. And then all of a sudden, we're putting up equipment. I'm like, I guess we're recording a podcast tonight. I guess I'm here now.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes sometimes. Anyways, we're here. We just watched the new. It's like a week old, I think, right? TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. It's a movie. I'll say that. And all the movies to ever exist.
You were excited about this.
No, I was. I just like to say that about. I like to say that.
It's quite an introduction.
Yeah, I like to say that about movies.
I'm aware.
Before we begin,
Yes.
oh yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say before we begin, you were actually excited to see this.
Yes.
Since we saw the first trailer.
Since we
for
saw the
this.
first trailer. When did we go see the first trailer? It was for a movie we saw.
It was for a movie we saw.
Obviously, because that's when you watch trailers.
That's the only time we ever watch trailers for stuff.
Well,
I
that's the only
don't
time
remember
you
what.
watch trailers.
That is true too. Yeah, I can't always avoid it.
It was a couple months ago.
I don't remember what it was that we
were
were
you
watching.
with us? Oh no, because you watched the newer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the party.
The bad trailer.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So we watched the trailer. I was very excited. Been very excited. I think I've been on the record about that since the first trailer dropped. It's a very good trailer. Was a lot of exciting things, but you were excited because I was excited because it's the Ninja Turtles, and there's three
you
things
like
I'm
them.
watching. It's Dragon Ball, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. I'm there opening week.
That's true. Very true.
So,
Very
if those
true.
three things, if anything is ever coming out, I will be to watching them very quickly. But you were excited for this as well.
I was excited because this is a style of animation that I have also openly said that I love very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope becomes the norm for 2D animation in this country.
It looks like it is.
That's good.
Slowly
Yeah.
but surely.
So I don't know if you two know this at all, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a show on Nickelodeon.
Did I know this?
No,
Come
no,
on.
no.
Who do you take him for?
Like recently, like a rebooted
Yes.
show on Nickelodeon.
Yes, it's
All
like
right.
Nickelodeon's one
Yeah.
franchise.
Pretty much. I wasn't talking about the 80s. I was talking about like one of their newer shows.
Yeah.
And even though that was just normal 2D animation, it was like incredible stuff.
Yes.
Like it was amazing. Just even watching like storyboards from it was like, oh my god, these guys are just killing it on this show.
I remember vividly the 03 run where it's like it's the classic run where they have the white eyes.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I want to be a turtle when I grow up. This is so
That's
cool.
funny.
That's the one I think I watched the most, where it's got a very catchy theme song that we can't get rights to. Unless Nickelodeon wants us to give us rights, then I would be glad
I see.
to run it.
Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Nickelodeon.
Anyways, Connor, you've been here for a minute, not talking. Your thoughts on the Ninja Turtles?
Well, yeah, you guys are doing
Were you
dope and
excited?
stuff.
Were you excited for this? We kind of just invited you out of the blue because I had heard that you wanted to watch it.
So I saw the trailer for the Barbie when we were at the Barbie movie.
Correct.
I thought it was kind of neat. My history with the Turtles is more of like a passing, like just enjoyment.
Yeah.
I never like big on them.
Mhm.
I mean, they were cool. But you can't go wrong with the combination of mutant ninjas and turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't. So I thought it was neat. I was pretty much with James, where I was like, the animation on the trailer looked phenomenal, and I love a good animated movie that looks good. So I was hyped for that. I just wanted, and then of course after Spider-Verse, I was like, I want more of this. And so this, I feel like, is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, animation's evolving before our very eyes, and it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to watch. Just Pixar is somehow going down, and it's not even like a decline. It's just like straight, just like Mariana Trench type.
One had to fall for the other to rise. You know?
I guess, yeah. It was.
That being said, though, throughout this entire movie, animation is amazing and stellar. What I love about this blending of 2D and 3D is it's a lot more stylistic than I feel like normal 2D animation is. And each of these individual movies that are coming out using this technology has such a different like style and feel to it. I love the super like color like pencil drawn like backgrounds and
Yeah.
effects for the lights and smoke, and it feels very like, you know, if you just took a piece of paper and drew crayon on it, pretty much. Kind of like the watercolor scenes in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of a bit.
It is a comic book panel coming. Because even the way,
Yeah.
and we said this, what we noticed about Spider-Man was the way even scenes transition into one another. And even, not even just that, but also just shot transition. It's like, oh, it's perfectly encapsulates like a 5-page or 5-panel page of a comic.
Right, people can't hear me. I was just agreeing, that it was very much like looking at a comic book in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have much else to add. I don't know why you passed it over to me.
I thought you had something to say.
Oh, man.
Fair enough. But that is 100%. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Never really part of my childhood.
Sure.
I told you guys this. I had one of their toys. That was it.
Yeah.
Never really watched the show or anything like that. So I was totally just in this to see the awesome animation, and I think it delivered.
It delivered.
Very, very well.
For sure.
For sure.
You guys can
Some scenes,
Okay.
the color, the colors were a bit too samey, and it was hard to make out character silhouettes or, you know, individual lines of action.
Yeah.
But outside of that, that is like the only complaint I have about the animation in this film. Is that when it's dark, sometimes it's too dark to actually see what's going on.
It does a cool thing too, because it has like some of that deep canvas like, that Disney used to use, right? Which is weird to say for a 3D animated movie, but it's like somehow the character is 2D and flat, but also like a claw is coming through a window, and you can definitely tell that that's 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, that's pretty cool for a 2-second shot.
They almost, the way they animated, like the actual character animation, for me feels almost paper mache, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was the vibe that I got from it, which was super, super unique. Because I've seen animation, I mean, like when it comes to 2D animation that tries to replicate like stop motion, for example. South Park is the best example of that. But the wonkiness to how people like walk and move feels a lot more like a stylistic choice than it does just bad animation throughout the course of this. So 100% animation, absolutely stellar.
A tier.
Best thing that I have to say
The
about this
animation.
movie. Not to say that everything else is bad, of course.
I would also add to that just because character design was phenomenal too. I feel like just obviously part of the animation style and stuff, but just like it was very all the people, the humans were very stylized and unique. The silhouettes were very cool, which I think is sometimes you get very samey, in a lot of animations where like the silhouettes are just fairly similar, just like height differences and
You
stuff.
can tell it's copy paste.
Yeah, you can.
Control S.
Yeah, like,
Control C, drag.
They're just
out.
kind of like exactly.
Yeah.
But like every like, and again, specifically humans, because obviously all the mutants look completely different. But all the different human characters all had very different looks and stuff to them, and I thought that was kind of neat. Because that could easily have just been like a side piece, they'd be like, the humans are there. And then obviously the mutant designs are perfection. I would say I feel like they could have done better with some of the action sequences with the way the animation worked. A couple of times I got a little lost, and I'm like,
Got too lost in the sauce.
You know, you could have animated that a little bit differently, but
I don't know, man. I just watched One Piece Gear 5 animation, and I'm like, I'll take anything else, please. Anything like with actual clear lines.
God, what
I
a
can watch.
what a comparison!
Frank, he doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that. Right? Don't let.
You're gonna
Don't
get
take
Frank mad at us again. What is wrong with you?
I love One Piece. I also like legible action scenes.
Frank is gonna single-handedly cancel us. Back-to-back weeks of just shitting on
comments.
just shitting on his opinions.
Fair enough.
We appreciate you, Frank, even though I've never met you in my life. I appreciate you. Anyways,
Good musician.
I'll say this too. Very vibrant.
The
which,
colors, yeah.
Yeah.
They had really like neon.
Yeah,
and kind
which
of UV.
you kind of need when it's a New York City
Mhm.
atmosphere, and I thought it was pretty cool that it's like a lot of neons, you know, because Ninja Turtles predominantly takes place at night. Because, you know, they're turtles. They can't just pop out in the middle of the day.
Famously nocturnal creatures.
I will take your word for it. I am not a turtle expert, but I will take your word for it. But yeah, that definitely added to the.
James, can you look up the turtles and nocturnal creatures, please?
Can we get
I don't have to.
Can we get IT on that, please?
I don't have to.
Where's my computer?
Use your phone. All right, so big cast in this movie as well. Lots of people.
Big
Are you
guess.
actually going to look up whether or not
minus
turtles are
minus
nocturnal?
the big four?
Minus the big four,
Yeah.
who I don't really recognize.
Who, the big four?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're designed to be.
Oh, what do we got here? Some turtles are nocturnal. Some are diurnal, so it doesn't really matter.
What is binaural?
Both
During the day?
Yeah.
Day and night? Oh, okay.
It's binaural. Yeah, I don't really recognize the main voice actors for the four turtles. Maybe because I kept thinking of just like cycling through celebrities who they sounded like.
You're like, wait a minute. This isn't Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
It's like Finn Wolfhard's 27. No longer a child.
Fair enough.
He is no. He's like
Fair
20. He's like he's no longer a child actor.
That's fair enough. I mean, it's great that they got young actors to actually
Yeah.
voice.
No, it's very
teenage
cool
characters.
that it's
If only we could do that in live action TV. You know,
Yeah.
I was probably
looking at you, HBO.
Sam Levinson.
Yeah.
Vast majority of modern television.
Yeah. So outside of the big four, all the guest voices, all the side characters. How do you think they did? How do you think? I barely recognized anyone's voice, and I recognize all these actors.
I was gonna say I feel like it was fairly obvious. It was like old school. You're an A-list celeb. Don't do it. Except for John Cena, I'll say that much. John Cena definitely like
That's true.
either they put his voice through something or he did it himself.
I definitely think there was a little bit of modification on people's voices. Just because, like, not to harp on any of these people as voice actors, but also to harp on some of them as voice actors. But just like it was just enough of a touch up, especially on the mutant characters. I feel like just a little bit to make them sound less people.
Yeah.
You know, more like distorted and obviously being mutants. Because I'm with James. I did not spot anybody except Jackie Chan, and you know, that's kind of a given. Yeah. It's Jackie Chan. Like, I mean, come on.
Iconic.
Yeah. Actual voice actor too, because he's voiced a lot of
Yeah.
different stuff. He knows
The
what he's
monkey. Right? He was the monkey
I think
in
he was
Kung Fu
monkey.
Panda.
doing. He had his own TV show that he voice acted in.
Yes,
obviously.
that is also
You know.
correct. Where it's also half live action.
Yeah. Little known fact.
Jackie Chan did it first.
Actual goat.
Based.
Speaking of which, a lot of 80s references in this movie. A lot of
I
90s
for a
references.
second thought, well, the entire soundtrack is 80s and
Yeah.
90s East Coast hip hop, and for a second I was like, "Is this supposed to be like an
Does this
80s
take
piece?"
place in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
80s?
yeah. And then I was like, "Wait, no, they have a phone."
They have a phone. They reference Endgame,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What time? Like, oh, they live under the sewer. They probably don't know too much about like, you know, modern music or what have you. You know, but like,
He said "Riz" unironically, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, okay, these are kids."
Yeah. fair enough. Yeah.
That was probably a line that the kid himself just threw
Came
in
up,
there.
yeah.
And they were like, "Just keep it. We'll work around it."
All the adults are like, "Why isn't this cringe?"
Yeah, yeah. They're like, "Whoa, kids with an actual personality."
Yeah.
Like, you know, that are their age, that act their age.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one thing I like too is that the kids didn't feel adults, because a lot of the
Yeah.
times
They had chemistry with each other.
yeah, that too, which is very hard to pull off in animation
Mm.
because it's, not every movie is. What is it, Shrek that did it where they had the actors in the same
In one room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Especially also after COVID, a lot of voice actors just aren't. They're recording from home or
Yeah,
they're in like
that
their own
too.
booths.
That too. Look at you doing homework.
I follow a couple voice actors, man. I need to know this stuff from
I
video
love
games.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
That's not a shot at Connor, by the way.
It's a
Connor
shot
is
at
just
me.
always demeaning himself like, I don't know anything about movies.
he
it's
gave
not
me a
that
pat
hard.
on the back earlier because I mentioned B-roll.
Just
and he
makes fun of
expected it to be
everybody.
something
All you have to
wild
do is
and
make
it-
fun of everybody on the movie subreddit. And then you follow like 4 Instagram pages. That's all you need to know.
But I already do that.
There you go. You have as much knowledge as me.
I make fun of you guys all the time.
Even better.
But yeah, so like you guys were saying, that a lot of chemistry between the main 4, which was really cool to see. Especially because I don't think all the voice. I'm assuming they're not all brothers. I have
One
no
of
idea
them
who
is,
this
yeah,
actor-
like 3 of them are white and one of them's black.
Yeah. So
Not that as a-
definitely
I'm saying that
small
they're not
chance they're related. But yeah, just it's kind of hard to have that kind of sibling chemistry with people that you
Yeah.
aren't related to.
Yeah. Especially at such a young age, too.
Yeah.
Because
They really- they really knocked it out of the park.
You have to actually pretend.
Because like honestly, like if they had dropped the ball there, regardless of how good the animation was, regardless of how good the story was, this movie would have been bad.
Yeah, because I mean,
that's the whole point.
That's everything about the
You know,
turtles
Is
that
their their bond.
yeah.
So they nailed that part, and I think that made a lot of the few sticklers better because of it.
For sure.
Go for it, James.
All right. So, would you recommend this movie?
It's
All
nice
right,
and
gets a thumbs up.
nice and quick.
Yeah.
It's
It's very short.
it's 100 minutes.
For some reason, I didn't think it would be.
I think it's a little less. Yeah, James was like, "Oh my god, it's not even 8." We went to a 6 o'clock movie.
I know.
All I'm saying is Hollywood, start subscribing to the 2-hour.
2 hours or less.
Unless you're a big name director who can sell movies just on your name.
Scorsese.
I don't need 3-hour movies.
Yeah.
Just don't give them to me.
Fair enough.
Just hour and a half, 2 hours max.
And if your script is so long it needs to be 2 films, cut stuff out.
Well, I mean, I don't
Listen,
subscribe to that.
Some of those movies don't need to be 2 movies.
Like what movies?
You're gonna say Godfather, aren't you? You've never even seen
You've
it.
never even. First off, they didn't even want to make. They didn't even want to make the second one.
Anyway, no, I'm not gonna let you have a say in it. So,
You do sound like a movies, or movies.
if you like animation, I think that this is a fine, good. I mean, anybody who loves animation, I think, has already seen this
Yeah.
one. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
For this style of animation, I mean, between this Spider-Man, the Puss in Boots movie, I think that this is just going to be the way to go forward.
Peak.
This is just
Peak animation.
Like you said, this is history changing before our eyes. I think. I'm glad that they're all
Also,
good movies so far. They're all
it's
bangers.
not really that much of a kids movie. I was very surprised by that.
It kind of is. It's like a kids' movies are like this. I feel like nowadays. I mean,
I don't know,
you ever
man.
go
That Paw
back and
Patrol
watch-
movie.
Small tangent. Why was the trailer for the Paw Patrol movie more exciting than the trailer for the Marvel's movie?
Honestly, though, like I was watching this and I went, if I was a kid or had a kid, I would 100% go watch this movie.
Dude, it looked dope. I was like, I'm not 5, so like I'm not gonna enjoy this
no,
film,
I'm not
but
gonna.
I'm kind of vibing.
I'm not gonna go watch that just for the fact because I'll be on a watch list.
falling
But
for
like
propaganda.
if I was
How dare you
watching
guys.
my one of my cousins or something,
Yeah.
like one of my baby cousins, and they were like, "Hey, let's watch this." I'd be like, "I'm down."
Yeah, right. Yeah. Looked cool.
It was literally Power Rangers, but dogs. And I got so excited.
Oh my god, you cracked the code. My 2 favorite things: Power Rangers and dogs.
I got so excited for it. I don't know why. I was just like, this is peak. And then the cars started like transforming, and I was like, "Oh my god! If they transform in the trailer,
I was waiting for a Megazord.
I might be there opening night." James is like, "Get me off this podcast."
James wants to die. There you go, bud. Take it back. Get us off the tangent.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm saying I only bring that up because that is a kids movie, the Paw Patrol.
Fair enough.
This
I can
movie
see what
feels
you
like
mean.
it's more.
Teenager.
What was the rating?
I would say I think it was PG-13. Is it PG?
Wikipedia doesn't say. That's actually good. My apologies.
I feel because I mean they use. I don't want to say
You
swear
can say
words.
damn in a PG movie.
Yeah. But I'm saying like, you don't. How many times do you see that? Well, he says
They didn't kill anyone.
they did though. They
They
did.
almost did.
No, they did.
Yeah, no, he was dead. Yeah.
PG.
There
It
is
was
a
PG.
character that specifically like
Got
stuck
hit in
like
the head.
no. Like they take something and they shove it through another character's
Yeah.
head, and I'm like,
Oh, that's its website.
did that just happen?
There was a couple deaths.
Yeah,
There was a
yeah.
couple
We'll get to
where you could see
those
some
maybe.
background characters, I'm like, ooh, they're not
Yeah,
really that
yeah,
Oh,
for
no.
sure. It's like the classic Spider-Man where you just like throw him off a building
Yeah.
and you're like, where did he go?
It's the Yakuza Kazuma Kiryu has never killed a man as he unloads 5 rounds into a dude's torso and he just walks away. Yeah.
Yeah, you lost me.
Amazing.
Matt'll get it.
I was gonna say
Anyways,
Dark Knight Returns, but whatever. All right.
that works too. Yeah, good movie. So you can. I
Good
brought
movie.
that up because parents
That's
don't
fair.
feel like you don't. Don't.
There were tons of
There was a
dude,
there was a parent right next to me that was laughing, on our aisle. He was like actually laughing.
If you took your kid to see Barbie, you can take your kid to see the TMNT.
Yeah, that's a good.
Took a kid to see Barbie. I'm sorry.
I am also sorry about that.
I saw a meme that was like moms taking their daughters to see Barbie only to realize the movie is about them, not their daughters.
Yeah, right.
Which 100% was so true. When we were watching Barbie, the woman sitting next to me, who was there with her whole family, she was like, she totally was just like in heaven the whole movie. I found her target audience in her right there, man. All right, so great movie. We would recommend it.
Yeah, I'd give it an A.
Do you have
A
any
minus.
minor faults or criticisms you might want to either let people know?
I have
beforehand?
one.
Just one.
Yeah, but I'll let Connor go
A
first.
personal irk, maybe.
Yeah.
Besides, like I said about some of the action scenes getting a little lost in the sauce. Not really. I feel like some of it was just me being like just some comedy beats that just didn't hit with me, and I'm just like, oh, that's just not my style. I'm not the age demographic that joke was aimed to hit with.
Yeah.
Like the.
I don't know. I laughed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple jokes where I was losing it.
But I think I was laughing more because I was like, these kids are stupid.
Yeah. Definitely, there was a couple where I'm just like, I don't feel like I should be laughing because I feel like I'm
Yeah.
just making fun of a generation, but at the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah.
but no, it was mostly just, like just some of the action sequences. I'm like, you guys, you went a little too hard. Need to reel it back in just a touch so we can see what the characters are doing. Like the first major sequence, without too much spoilers, there was a couple shots where I'm like, they just kind of teleported. And I'm sure something happened, but I couldn't tell because there was so much going on and it just kind of blended. So, that's pretty much it.
Valid.
Isaac?
The ending did not feel fulfilling, is my only complaint. It felt like, I don't know.
I would say the exact same thing.
Because here's the thing, right? These kids movies, and not even kids movies, but like movies that you grow up with franchises, movies about franchises that you grew up
Reboots?
watching,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's like, I'm going to use the Power Rangers reference here. It's like
I was gonna say Star Wars.
you watch the movie. That's even better. You watch this movie, right? You have this childhood nostalgia for it, and you want like that. You want that payoff.
Yeah.
You want that satisfaction of like, yo, that was cool. Like, I just got to see the Ninja Turtles do something cool.
Didn't really happen.
They didn't really happen in this
Yeah.
movie.
I feel like that could be for two reasons. So the first reason is because three reasons. All right. First reason is because there was a TV show. So all the kids who are in the theater for this were probably fans of the TV show anyway.
Yes.
I mean, even though the show ended in 2017, I don't doubt that there's still Ninja Turtle fans out there now. So I'm sure that this was just kind of like an extension of that as opposed to being like a total reboot from ground up. Second reason is because they're setting up a sequel anyway at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I
which
felt like a lot of it was.
At least kind of cool. And then the third is because the actual ending fight scene had so many like false climactic moments where it would be like, we're all banding together, and then we get beat. And now we're banding together over here, and then we get beat. And now we're banding together.
It felt
over
like a
here, and then we get beat.
JRPG boss fight where it's like 7 different stages and
Yeah.
you don't know when it ends. And there's like 15 different game gimmicks that
Yeah.
you have to do.
Triangle.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, geez Louise, just let me beat this boss.
Yeah. It's like one of those bosses fights where it's like they don't even have a second health bar. They just like run to a different room in the building, and you have to
go
chase after
find them.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that felt really like, because by the time they defeated Superfly, I was just kind of like, I felt like it went by faster. For all the build up it should have had, I felt like it would have been more climactic than that. But they could have just put that the first time they tried to beat him anyway, and it would have been just fine.
They also
So.
didn't really
Beat him.
beat him. Yeah.
Whoa, guys. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert! It's a kids movie.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spiller alert.
Spiller alert. The Ninja... Spoiler alert. The Ninja
Shredder
Turtles
alert.
actually die. And
Yeah.
the sequel is The Last Ronin.
Fair enough. All right.
But yeah, that was my only gripe. Everything else was wonderful. It
Mhm.
was a wonderful
Oh, I have a small other
music
gripe, too.
selection as well.
Music was good, but I didn't hear much of the soundtrack or even really.
It's very subtle
Yeah.
because it's more of a
This is one of those movies where there's
licensed
so much
music thing.
There's so much soundtrack that the actual score feels like. I knew that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the score, which like is always 10 out of 10 in my book.
Yeah.
But I don't even feel like I heard anything the entire time, which I'm like, if you're hiring those guys, just do them.
Mm-hmm.
They're actual musicians. They can make hip hop.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Maybe.
That was just.
I don't know because a lot of
fair
it,
enough too.
a lot of it is like the music is specifically New York music,
That's fair.
so it's like
But I feel like pick one or the other at that point.
yeah,
You know.
you're not wrong.
Or just, I mean, Tribe Called Quest is still around. Just have them do the soundtrack for the movie.
That would have been dope.
Yeah. So, what can you do? You know.
Has some Wu-Tang come out of nowhere.
Yeah. That would have been. That would have been. Yeah, that would have been crazy. All right. Any last thoughts on this film? I feel like this was a pretty short, sweet, just like the film.
Yeah,
Wrap
I don't
it
really
up
think we
quickly.
need to get into spoilers because it doesn't really warrant.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody knows how it's gonna end.
Yeah, I don't really got much. It's good. It's a good film. You know, I feel like
Are you guys excited for the sequel?
yeah. I guess small.
Oh, dude, we can't spoil that. Come
You
on.
just you just said we don't care.
You can't do that.
Then cut it. If there's a break here, you know what happened.
Guy Pearce.
You guys got to tell me what I can and can't say before we start talking.
You can. Okay. I'm gonna edit that out. Don't worry. Don't feel bad. I did not warn you. Yeah. We okay. We were pushing the line.
All right.
I admit it. Yeah. Okay.
So yes, I'm excited for the sequel because Thing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, it's
I
neat.
was. Do you know who that is?
I would.
Do you know the ending?
We're moving past that. We're gonna start
Anyways,
spoiling stuff
yeah,
again.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get in trouble.
It would be cool. I was thinking about this as we were watching the final fight. I kept thinking about the last Ronin, and I was like, "Would they go there? They won't. They won't ever. No, they won't ever.
Not in a PG.
But it would be pretty cool with this,
Mm-hmm.
like this group of characters. Like if they were like 10 years later, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna come back for this one-off."
I feel like they gotta let the kid audience grow up a little.
Well, that's
bit.
what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
would wait. They would wait 10 years and then be.
Oh,
like,
I thought you meant like they would do like an actual time skip in the
No,
film
no, no,
or something
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
in
they
real
would
life,
They would wait 10
in real life.
years, and they'd be like, "All right, we're gonna let the people who grew up on this movie
Yeah.
grow up,
That
and then we're gonna
would
hit you over
be-
the head."
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
really wanted to like tie together the old fans and the new fans, then doing something like that.
Because that's
would
what the
be-
comic is. The comic is the same writers from
Mhm.
the 80s who did a run,
Yeah.
and then they came back recently and did this as like a nod to those fans.
So I
that'd be
think
kinda
doing the
cool if
same
they did
thing
the same
would be
thing.
insane.
Yeah,
That would be very smart.
yeah.
Which, if there's one thing we know about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Which if there's
it's
one thing we
their
know about
franchise
Nickelodeon and
look.
Paramount is that they're not smart. But we were getting a video game out of it, so take what W's we can. It probably won't be. All right. Any last words? A tier?
Yeah,
I'd give it
yeah,
a.
yeah.
I'd give it an A minus.
Um,
You said A?
yeah, A minus. Yeah.
Yeah, A. I think solid,
Cool.
fat A. Well,
Anyways.
because it's just very bold leather.
We're out of here. Thanks, guys.
talking Impact or like-
Thanks, guys. As I try and steer us away from getting
It's
canceled.
Broadway.
Love a good wingdings. Eh?
Anyways, we're out of here. Thanks, guys, so much. Make sure to tell in the comments how much you like Connor, because we're trying to keep him around and make him our temporary and not our intern. He's our Ryan from The Office.
I feel like that's an insult.
It
I've
is.
never watched
It kind of is.
It definitely is an insult. It definitely is an
It
an
kind of
insult.
is.
All right, we're out. Bye. See you later.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.